What I need to do is take like 2 months off of work and then go through everything down here and be like, does this work? So that doesn't work. My name is Jamie Stillman. I'm from Earthquaker. We're in Akron, Ohio, in my problem area, where I hoard all of my gear and let it collect dust.
What percentage of what's in here works?
5, my guess. 5% working. Korg X911 guitar synthesizer. I think it was made in the 70s. It's my favorite guitar synth. It tracks really well. It's got trumpet, flute. I don't know, what else do you need? Perfectly in tune. I love guitar synths. And I never use them in any band or to make music with. I just do that. It's the thought that counts, I guess. So transparent. So far, one thing has worked. It works. Lives up to his name, Crazy Tone. I don't think I've ever plugged this in before, I gotta tell you. I think this might be the first time. Old fuzz pedal, I think it's just a fuzz face, like a rebranded fuzz face. I'm obsessed with the fuzz face. I think that's fairly well documented at this point. It sounds more like, actually more like a tone bender to me. Or just a horribly misbiased fuzz face with terrible caps. I don't know how, like, this dude in Akron has these. It's just a box of 60s fuzz faces, all like original NKT 275 germanium fuzz faces. I went through every one of them. They all worked to some extent. Every one of them was totally different, but there was one in that box where I was like, this is the one. So I took that one that sounded great and built a clone. I think this is the one. I just built it with no volume control because who needs a volume control? Hey, why don't you work? There's no explanation for that one, except the bad cable. So fucking nothing works. Yeah, I swear to God. Hey, it works.
Like that.
Oh, I spoke too soon. It's a Ludwig, the drum company. Made it in the 70s. Sonic Youth made it famous. It's basically just a garbage fuzz and a formant filter. drum company's idea of a guitar synthesizer. I have never thought it sounded good, but I do think it looks cool. I don't know why I keep showing it. It doesn't work and it sounds terrible. Hey, it works. This is a Formant filter, the color sound DIPTHONIZER. Beautifully brown, fairly rare. I think it's a late 70s. I think it's the end of color sound. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. Peter Frampton cover band. You're too lazy for a talk box. I think I built a clone of this pedal once. I'll say this, is it doesn't look as good. Oh, there's an ancient. I made 2 of these. It says OCTODOWN fuzz. And it was like my really amateur attempt to kind of copy Floor, this band Floor from Florida, their guitar sound, which they would just detune one of the strings to nothing. Let's see what I thought that sounded like. So that's what Floor sounded like. This MAESTRO FUZZ-TONE came with this homemade case, a laminated ad, and then this letter to Sam, pretty much just saying to take care of it, plug it in every once in a while. I have not followed the instructions to plug it in every once in a while and rotate the pots. My guess from looking at it is I should have. They're old. First of all, they predate most effects, and they were pretty ahead of their time, I feel like. They're pretty forward thinking, I think. I think the first pedal I made, Fantastic Beast. It's the first time I think I put Earthquaker on a pedal. I know this one, even if it does work, probably needs biased, but Fantastic Beast, not so fantastic. I was a little bit more more tasteful back in the day with distortion. Shocked, actually, that works, and that's what it sounds like. I made just a handful of them, and JFETs that were in it kept frying. I think it was just a bad batch, and I got a little panicky back then. You know, it was early on. It was like, I'm not gonna make that anymore. This one works. Yeah, this is the first version that has like the ramp modulation. Also passive mixing of the signal at the output, which I think has a pleasing sound that you're never gonna be able to hear because I can already tell it doesn't work. This one I bought at the Gaki Fair in Japan back in October for $90. Best $90 I have ever spent. Same seller, Exciting Fuzz, $225. There's like a billion Japanese versions of the Big Muff. That's my guess. Murano Exciting Fuzz, model EF1, 4 transistor, definitely a Big Muff. So the idea for this pedal is that you would just shake it violently. So another thing, double burning overdrive. Never officially an Earthquaker pedal, but it was sort of like a precursor to the Gray Channel. I'm always blathering on and on about the DoD 250 that I fixed that started Earthquaker. This is probably, when I built myself one, this is basically it. This one belongs to Matt Miner, who was in one of my favorite bands ever, 3 Studies for Crucifixion, and he sent it to me 6 years ago to repair, and I put it in a cabinet and forgot about it, and then was cleaning my office like 6 months ago and found it and was like, oh yeah, I should probably fix that and send it back to him, and instead I put it on a shelf, and now I'm showing it to you in a video, and afterwards I'm gonna put it on that shelf and never give it back to him. Hey, it works, but you can only play Poison through it. Yeah,
It sounds awesome.
yeah, it sounds cool. Thanks. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I'm good at building pedals.